Hello David, be sure to call your state legislator today and tell him or her to vote for the anti-collective bargaining bill.
What will it do?
It will disallow collective bargaining for the teachers' union.
Why don't we want collective bargaining?
Because we are a right-to-work state. But our state law is making local governments collectively bargain with the teachers' union.
Why does the law make them do that?
Because years ago, a union official asked a state legislator to sponsor a bill to make the local governments collectively bargain with the teachers' union. The law was passed. The teachers' union is the only union in Tennessee that has collective bargaining.
Why is it important to be a right-to-work state?
Right-to-work states have better economic growth, lower taxes and more job opportunities.
But I am against local government mandates. Should we mandate something like this to local governments?
We already are. This bill removes a local government mandate. They will no longer be forced to collectively bargain with the unions.
But doesn't the union contract protect the teachers?
The teachers have the tenure law to protect them. Tenure is a procedure which the administration must follow for disciplinary actions against teachers.
Tell me. I have heard people saying that collective bargaining is a right. Is it a constitutional right?
No. There is no right to collective bargaining. The Constitution allows freedom of assembly, but it does not provide a right to collective bargaining or force employers to collectively bargain with employee unions.
Yes. You are correct.
In fact, I have always felt that union collective bargaining breaks antitrust law.
What do you mean?
Under antitrust law, it is illegal for the suppliers of a business to collude together over price and terms and conditions and then make demands on that business. It is a damaging unfair trade practice that will likely lead to the demise of the business.
So why then is it legal for the suppliers of labor, employees, to form an organization, a union, where they collude together over price and terms and conditions and then make demands on politicians or on a business? By reason, does this not also break the law?
Exactly.
Yes. That makes sense.
Antitrust law acts to stop the coercion of either a buyer or seller, but by law, unions have been allowed to exert their power. Since the early 20th century, it has become more clear that unions can exert coercive power. The demise of the steel, car, and textile industries is evidence of industries that have suffered. No management would make decisions that would destroy their own business without some sort of coercive pressure, but we have seen this happen. This can happen in government too. Last year, La Jolla, California had to file bankruptcy due to the public employees' collective bargaining power.
So why do the politicians allow collective bargaining?
It is voters that should have the power. But unfortunately, the power of the unions can be much stronger than the power of any single voter.
What do you mean?
Politicians fear union strikes because they know that voters will become upset with the loss of services such as their children's school, trash removal, or fire and police protection. Unions also wield votes that many politicians fear will be directed to another candidate. Many politicians fear the loss of the union's political endorsement. Most voters will never contribute to a political campaign, but the unions do. And politicians hope that the union will reward them with political contributions each election cycle. But it is understood that contributions only go to those that support the union's agenda.
I never thought about all of that before. The taxpayers may be the boss, but how can the taxpayers manage the government efficiently if the union has the people the voters hire to make decisions for them, afraid to resist the union's demands?
It becomes easier to understand why union transit workers in Philadelphia automatically get a 4% raise each year and why they pay just 1% of the cost of their health insurance. Why the state of Michigan forces all at-home child care workers to belong to the United Auto Workers Union. And, as the New York Post exposed, why unionized janitors in the New York public school system make as much as $140,000 a year. They found one janitor making $181,000 per year and a New York City police officer that retired with a pension of $105,000 per year. Even though the life expectancy of a retired police officer is 80 years old, in New York City they can retire after just 20 years on the job. Right now, New York is paying retirement benefits to more than 10,000 retired police officers under age 50.
How can taxpayers afford this? I think it becomes more clear why unions contributed $100 million more to political campaigns than did private business.
In addition, the unions maximize their profit by protecting the job of every single union employee, no matter if the position is no longer relevant or the employee no longer productive.
That makes government less efficient. It explains why it is so difficult to lay off or fire a union employee.
Once more, growing government employment is important to the union because it will expand their membership. In Tennessee, we have seen a relentless union demand to expand pre-K to every child, even though studies show that pre-K is of no long-term benefit. Unlike a conventional classroom, each pre-K classroom requires 2 teachers instead of 1. Expansion is ideal for the union.
You have convinced me. I am going to call my state legislator and urge him to vote to end the teachers' union collective bargaining today.
Thank you. That will return Tennessee to a true right-to-work state and make Tennessee more prosperous for everyone.